You're watching Around Town with Henry Dorman.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. There's always a new place at Hammondsport, and now we've found another new place which hasn't opened but is opening momentarily. And these two people are running it. These are executive chef. It used to be in New York City, used to be at a Chinese restaurant. And wait till you see the kitchen they have here, or they're building everything. And he is the general manager.
Yes, sir.
And he has a voice that should be at the Metropolitan Opera, because when he speaks, it just blossoms out. This used to be, what name?
It's been the Park Inn for 150 years.
And you're going to keep it the Park Inn?
Yes, yes. We're going to have the Park Inn pub and the Park Inn accommodations upstairs.
And an ice cream parlor next door?
Yes, sir. Crooked Lake Ice Cream Company.
And this is great names. But you are doing things like gutting the entire place and building all kinds of new things. Bed and breakfast, restaurant, bar. Would you say your name and his name so that we have everybody knowing who everybody is?
So I'm Brian Dornin. I'm the general manager. And this is Michael Dean, our executive chef. Also, we are both contractors, sort of. We gut things and tear them apart and then let other people make them pretty. So. Yeah, the ownership took over last July, and it's been a long 10-month process of renovating and building that was originally built in 1820 and bringing it up to, as the owners say, the world standard. So the owners, John and Janet, travel the world. They have the opportunity to see a lot of really amazing places, and their favorite place in the world is Cuca Lake. And so they wanted to come back to the community that they've spent so much time in and, you know, make a little gem.
Why aren't they here?
John travels the world to finance this project. So as he says, he has a day job. Fortunately, he has a day job that allows all of us to, as I say, play.
Also have day jobs?
Yeah. And Janet is our interior design guru. She's amazing at what she does, as you can see with all the little details, all the way down to the light bulb.
How many rooms do you have to let out?
We have 5 in-rooms upstairs, each with their own bathroom, and we also have a 4-room house about 7 miles up the road that a farmhouse, a 4-room farmhouse that we're going to rent out as a rental under the same brand.
That sounds really cozy.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a beautiful old building built in the mid-1800s, completely renovated as well. So,
how in the world did they come up with wanting to do this? This is not an easy job.
Well, John doesn't like easy, so, and he and I were talking over a beer one night about what was next. I worked for him at a winery that he also owns, Point of the Bluff Vineyards. We were talking about what was next and cooking. My background's in the kitchen. I really love hospitality. I love food and, you know, sharing good experiences with people. And we talked about this in dreamland for a while. And one day he and I talked about the Park Inn that was for sale. And
you talked about this in dreamland?
I talked about opening a restaurant in dreamland. One day.
One day.
Yeah.
What a wonderful phrase.
Yeah, yeah.
And is this, do you have a bar here? Is this going to be the main bar and the restaurant is going to be here or around the side?
Yeah, so we have a total of about 80 seats in the restaurant. It's split 50-50 between our more formal, intimate dining room and the pub seating here, as well as the full-service bar. So.
And what kind of food are you going to serve?
We're going to do a like English-style pub food with kind of a worldly flair to it. So we'll be doing things like your classic burgers and sandwiches and things like that, as well as you know, some more traditional English food like fish and chips and bangers and mash, and along with some other interesting things. You know, with my background of French and Asian, we want to be able to do some other, you know, kind of fusion type dishes.
There's going to be a kind of fun thing, but you've got so many new restaurants now. You've got Burgers and Beer, you've got the Village Tavern, you've got the Italian place just down here. Is there enough room, enough business for everybody? No doubt you've done studies on this, and you figured out, yeah.
So our philosophy on food, I think, is kind of to be ingredient driven, to let the ingredient do the talking, and then form the technique or the dish around the ingredient. And we're fortunate in the Finger Lakes here to have so many great local producers from cheese and meats and produce to allow chef to really do his magic and use his 25 years of training and really highlight those ingredients.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so our plan is to work with as many local farmers and producers that we can, so that we can, have a smaller core menu and be able to offer more features and being able to use what's fresh and what's being produced in the area for a couple really good reasons. One, we can highlight local ingredients and also support local businesses, which is those same local businesses are what are going to help support us.
You look like such a nice, calm person. We always look at television and we watch the chefs come by, screaming and yelling and cursing everybody, but you're very calm.
That method only works on television. The essential ingredient for a chef is to be able to build a team, and if you act like some of the celebrity chefs do with the yelling and screaming, then you don't get to keep your team very long, and you don't, chefs are only as good as their team. So your traditional, restaurant chef is a lot more mellow and team-oriented than the yelling and screaming version. At least the ones, in my opinion, that are successful anyways.
Right?
Yes. He doesn't get mad, per se, yell and scream, but I know when he's frustrated at me. So,
what is your favorite dish?
Well, that's a great question. Being classically French trained, I would probably say, something along, something with a red wine demi-glace, maybe a seared steak, something like that.
You're going to put in beef Wellington?
Maybe we could run beef Wellington as a special, but it's not going to be a staple on the menu.
Not that much call.
Yeah. Well, we have steak frites on the menu, which is a very classic French dish, a grilled steak with a compound butter and fresh cut fries, which is you find on almost every menu. And
are you going to stay open year-round?
Yes, sir.
You are. You say that now. A lot of people say that now, but then when the winter time comes, then they close up and leave us empty.
Well, what we found is that we opened the ice cream shop next door in February, and we opened and we were very busy right off the bat because there's really not many places in town that are open in the winter. So we found that we've had quite a sustainable business next door throughout.
And our approach to that also is to bridge the gap between quality and price, and that's sometimes lacking in tourist areas, where you have the summer tourist season and you can get $45 for a steak, but people who live in town here, myself included, don't want to go out to a restaurant necessarily every week and spend that kind of money. So getting a burger and a pint of beer for, $25 or $20.
Well, I think you're going to have a great success. The place looks beautiful. Wait till you see it. Soon to be opened. And I'm going to see you then.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Save me a table.
Of course. Sit at the end of the bar and watch me cook.
You're going to have open windows to the kitchen?
Yeah, from the end of the bar, you can see right down the line, so you'll be able to see us creating. And, our philosophy is we have nothing to hide. We run clean kitchens that are beautiful, and we put all this money into it, so why not share it with the world?
I'll be here. I'll be waiting for you at the end of the bar.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving, getting from here to there, managing long hours at work, juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online, bank with our mobile app, deposit a check with your smartphone, open an account at Chemung Canal, and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The food lover's heart, the book lover's heart, the art lover's heart, the coffee lover's heart, the nature lover's heart, the animal lover's heart, the music lover's heart, all of them happy, healthy, but the heart of someone with pulmonary hypertension, PH for short, labors. PH puts unbearable stress on the heart, which can cause death from heart failure. There is no cure, and PH is often misdiagnosed as a less threatening disease, such as asthma. But with early, accurate diagnosis, new treatments are helping people with PH live longer and better. The Pulmonary Hypertension Association gives hope to PH patients and caregivers. We want people with PH to enjoy their yoga lover's heart, their island lover's heart, their lover's heart. We're putting our heart into finding a cure. To learn more, go to phassociation.org.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Each year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many will be serious. The majority of falls happen at home, so remove things that could make you trip and install handrails to keep you steady. To learn more about the steps you can take to help prevent a fall, please talk to your doctor. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
News happens every minute of the day. When you see news happening in your area, call the WENY tip line or email the newsroom directly at news36@weny.com.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dorman.
When you're up around the Hammondsport area or Elmira and you want to walk the most beautiful trails in the world, the Finger Lakes Trail, and Colin Wright is the head of the Finger Lakes Trail Association, is that right?
It's Quinn Wright, and yes, it's the Finger Lakes Trail Conference, yes.
And do you oversee the trail? Because some of the trail goes on my property. Tell us what you do, and can anybody go on the trail? Who keeps it up? Actually, the people who walk the trail keep it up because they are the neatest people, nicest people I've seen.
They are indeed. Finger Lakes Trail started in 1962 with a vision of 2 people. The objective was to create a trail that would go from the Allegheny State Park to the Catskills. That's roughly 580 miles. It took 40 years to get it completed with hundreds of thousands of hours of volunteer time. It's sustained completely by volunteers, money, and time. No public funds are used. It's completely open, free to the public to use at any time. We're there by the good graces of about 750 landowners who let us cross their property, such as you. About 100, a little more than 100 of them have given us a permanent easement, meaning that if they sell their property, the trail still remains on that property. To a man, to a woman, a man, a kid, anybody, they go out there to relax and have a good time. If they're like me, they want to enjoy the scenery and the quiet. And it provides that no matter what the season. And some people prefer to hike in the winter, some like the summer and the spring and the fall, but everybody seems to have a favorite season. And
well, it's so beautiful along the trail, especially down the Glen,
yes,
where we are. And it's just summer, winter, the snow on the ground, virgin snow, it's just beautiful.
I feel guilty when I walk on it after a fresh snow because it is so beautiful. When I walk near my house, there are trails, and I have that feeling. I'll be walking out and we'll see only a print from a deer or a rabbit, and I'll say, I shouldn't be spoiling this. But it's necessary to refresh your mind, to get outside.
You have a wonderful job.
Well, I'm executive director, and to keep that organization functioning takes oversight by me, but over 20,000 hours a year of volunteer time just to maintain the trail. Several $100,000 of a budget that is sustained just by donations and memberships. We're always looking for more.
You got to be careful, because I haven't told anybody this, but on the top of the glen, which has that little river on the bottom.
Yes.
Wintertime, I was going to go and see how beautiful it was, and I thought, oh boy, nice deep snow there. I'll hike down it. And I hiked down, and of course, underneath there was ice.
Ice?
And I slipped on it and rolled all the way down into the water.
Did you really?
I did, and I fortunately stood up, didn't hit my head. I had a big jacket on because it was wintertime. And we were walking along because I figured maybe I better get back to the house now because, you know, the after effect or something. And we started to walk, and the fellow was with me, was behind me, and he says, you better look behind you. And behind me was a red trail of blood.
Oh.
Because I had cut open my knee. So that was I have all kinds of wonderful experiences to tell about the Glen and Finger Lakes Trail. You know, people want information, where should they get it?
Well, our website is fingerlakestrail.org. There's an interactive map that'll show the entire trail system. It's over 1,000 miles. You can pick a section of the state. You can buy waterproof maps from us. Our maps are some of the finest in the country from the reports that we get because we have such detail about the trail on the back of the map. So if you need to know where to park, where you can get services, where you could camp, or if you wanted to stay the night in a lean-to, we have those along the system, where water sources are, and we detail how the trail is going to move and what sights there are to see along the way.
Are tents permissible?
Are
tents?
Oh, yes.
They are, so you can take a tent and pitch it.
Well, on private property such as yours, we'd have to have your permission. But about half of it goes through state forests and state parks, and it shows where camping is permitted.
You got it all laid out.
We do, we try.
You know, I always wanted to grow a beard like that, just like this. Did you think it would make me look younger?
It's only here because of my wife.
She likes it? Of course she likes it. She wouldn't have it otherwise.
I came back from a trail building project and hadn't shaved in a week. Mm-hmm. She said, please don't shave it. I said, okay, I'll keep some of it. So that was my compromise.
We get to know about everything here.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, you asked if you can get more information. The only source that I have for the information is the website. We publish a quarterly news magazine, which is absolutely superior. Irene Szabo, who's the editor, is phenomenal. We have articles in there. You can access those from the website as well. We have links to other hiking-related activities on the website. And I would encourage anybody to sign up for any of our affiliate club hikes. For example, Foothills Trail Club in the Buffalo area, which handles our conservation trails, Spur Trail. They probably do 30 to 40 hikes a month that are published. Cayuga Trails Club in Ithaca has probably a similar number. Mm-hmm. They each have their own websites as well.
You know a lot.
I don't know if I know a lot, but...
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
He's very smart, and they really take very, very good care of this trail. I know because it goes across my property, but all the other people who are involved too really care by keeping it clean, keeping it safe, and making everybody happy for what nature gives us. So thank you very much for coming by and talking about it. And if they need anything, they'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you very much.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Your Marine Corps' way of life. is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Strawberries? Okay.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dorman.
This is something special. You're going to find out all about stuff that's going to be happening soon that's really all put together by this lovely lady whose name is, her name is Lisa Chase. And this is live theater that we're going to explain. She's the one who's running it all. Would you explain this? And you're going to do shows before they get to Broadway.
Well, some of the shows have already been to Broadway, but we're also definitely doing new musicals, which we hope are destined to go to Broadway. So we're the Finger Lakes Musical Theater Festival, and we have two principal divisions. We're based out of Auburn, New York, so about an hour and 40 minutes from here.
Do you have to go to Auburn?
Yes.
So the theater is there?
The theater is there, unless you might be seeing some of our in-school performances, because we have an expansive education division as well that tours throughout the state, bringing shows directly into the school building. But then during the summer months, we operate our Finger Lakes Musical Theater Festival that operates this year beginning June 6th and goes all the way until October 6th with 5 incredible shows in a beautiful setting.
You told me some of those shows, and
yes,
it's amazing to me that you're going to put these real professional productions.
Absolutely.
Together. And pretty well known too.
Yes. Yep, we're beginning our season with Mamma Mia. So those of you that are ABBA fans, come on out. It's going to be an incredible show. It's selling like crazy, like no other show in our history.
Really?
So if you want to see Mamma Mia, definitely get your tickets now.
What's the date?
That opens June 6th.
In Auburn?
In Auburn, yep.
Where?
Right in Emerson Park on Owasco Lake, so one of the beautiful Finger Lakes. It's actually in the Merry-Go-Round Playhouse. It used to be the home of a carousel, and then once the amusement park that was at Emerson Park closed down and they removed the merry-go-round, they converted it into a theater in the late 1970s. And then from there it's grown and evolved to now really a premier regional theater, well known in the industry for its excellence, and we draw over 60,000 patrons a year. to see our shows, and it's just a wonderful experience. I mean, Auburn is a great city. It's really going through an incredible revitalization. Downtown is thriving with new restaurants and really great museums.
You just bubble over with enthusiasm.
I mean, well, I am on the Chamber of Commerce board for Auburn, so I love to talk about Auburn, and I of course love people to come to Auburn to see the shows for the festival, but also to spend time in Auburn. Great shops and other museums, lots of history. If you're a history buff, we've got William Seward's home.
Who is William Seward?
William Seward is the Secretary of State
under Lincoln.
Absolutely.
I knew him well.
Yeah, you were friends.
We were good friends, yeah.
Yeah, buddies. Hung out together in the gardens, I'm
right,
sure. Yeah.
You got it.
No, so it's a great place to spend a day or a weekend. So.
Now, what are the other shows?
Yeah, absolutely. So we begin with Mamma Mia, and then we're actually doing a brand new musical that we hope will be on Broadway, which is Anne of Green Gables, which is a great family musical based on the book series. So a lot of people were fans of those books growing up, and now you can see that on stage. After that will be Holiday Inn, which will be a huge song and dance spectacular based on the movie that everybody knows and loves. Following that,
Bing Crosby is coming in for it.
Oh, we wish. We wish. We'll have him there in spirit.
Yeah.
And then Murder for Two will be the fourth show of the season, which is a hysterical, fast-paced murder mystery, whodunit.
Boy, you are so good.
Well, I love what I do. I love talking about it. And then we're wrapping up our season with a show called Beehive, a celebration of women who rock. So it's all music from the women of the 60s. And so that'll be just an incredibly fun celebration of the music of that time. So.
How did you get involved in this? Is this a voluntary thing?
Oh no, this is all fully professional. So we have our education division, like I said, that does shows in schools, and those are all professional actors bringing shows directly into the school building with theater workshops as well. And then during the summer, it's all fully professional, and I got into it actually as an actress with the education work back in 2005. And since then, I've just grown with the company and been invested in all sorts of the backstage world, and I've just really enjoyed seeing how the company has developed.
You are a professional making all this possible.
Me and a whole team of people. Definitely not me by myself.
Does it make money?
Oh, absolutely.
It does?
Absolutely. People love coming to see the theater, and I mean, what's a community without strong cultural experiences?
I can't get over how professional you are and what a salesperson you are. You love this.
It's easy to talk about something you love.
How far away is Auburn?
Oh, it's about an hour and 40 minutes from here, so easy drive. I came down this morning and the lakes were gleaming, and it's just a gorgeous drive down here. So I encourage anybody to come up, take a day trip, make a weekend of it. Like I said, in Cuba County in general, there's just tons of stuff to do and see and explore for all ages.
Now, if people want to contact you, if they want to book the theater, get tickets early,
Absolutely.
Where do they call? Who do they contact?
So you'll reach out to our box office, and you can reach our box office at 315-255-1785. And you can also find
Isn't she good?
more information on our website, which is fingerlakesmtf.com.
Wow.
Yes.
Are they sold out yet?
No, but Mamma Mia is close, so I recommend getting your tickets for that soon.
You are a lovely lady.
It was so wonderful
and
to meet you.
You are terrific. I mean, you bubble, 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 and just make everybody so happy at this hour of the morning.
Well,
we're taping this early in the morning.
Yes. Well, coffee helps as well.
Yes, right. So, any phone numbers that they should call for information?
Just the box office.
The box office for everything?
Yep, they can just call the box office, yep.
Yeah. Give them a call. I'm just having such a nice time sitting here. It's cool in the morning, there's no traffic, no people yet, and it's just wonderful. I may stay forever.
I think it's beautiful.
Bye-bye.
You're watching WENY.